guys, Ashley here. I hope you're keeping well. So today I'd like to speak to you about humility. What is humility? Well, I love what Rick Warren from Saddleback Church in the USA says. He says, true humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. Let me repeat that. True humility is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. So it's not dragging yourself down, speaking poorly about yourself or believing poorly about yourself, but rather it's walking in the confidence, knowing that you're a child of God, created in His image. You carry the Spirit of the Lord with you wherever you go, but you are able to put others first. In your actions, you take other people's feelings into considerations. You don't just do things at your own will. You stop to think, how is this going to affect other people? How can I impact other people's lives? How can I reach out to others? How can I bless others? How can I be good to others for no reason without expecting anything in return? That is true humility. In the Bible, in James 4 verse 6, it tells us that God opposes the proud, but He gives grace to the humble. So that tells us that if we are prideful, we're going to have God Almighty opposing us. And I don't think any of us want that. But if we walk with a humble heart, then God will give us the grace we need to walk through this journey called life. And ultimately, that is what we all desire. Walking with a humble heart is not always easy, and we do need to keep asking God to keep us on the right path, to keep us in check. And it's a constant learning and growing process that we go through. But when we're able to put others' needs above our own, while at the same time knowing and honoring God and the gifts that He has placed within us, we're able to find a really healthy balance in life which honors God Almighty. If we look in the Bible, there are many, many examples of great men and women who walked in true humility. They achieved a lot, but they were able to remain humble. They allowed God to work through them and develop leadership and talents and skills through them, all for His glory, but they never once turned to pride. They stayed on that path of humility and they saw great success and victory. Obviously, the main one is Jesus Himself, who came to the earth in order to redeem mankind. Of course, from the New Testament, we look at Paul, who wrote most of the New Testament. Paul had great education, a great bloodline. He had a lot that he could have been quite prideful of, but he never was. He walked in humility. In fact, Paul referred to himself as one of the least of the apostles. And when he spoke about how Jesus had come to the earth to save the sinners, Paul referred to himself as one of the greatest of those sinners. So he never allowed pride to take over his heart. He walked in humility, and I believe that that opened the door for God to be able to speak through Paul and to use him in such a mighty, mighty way and have such a huge impact on our faith, even today. So my encouragement to you is to continue walking in humility. Obviously, we know we are created in God's image. The power of the Most High God works through us, all for His glory. He has equipped us with talents and skills and everything we need to walk in success in this life. And that's a lot to celebrate and get excited about. But at the same time, we need to ask God to direct our steps so that we don't go off that path and be tempted into a life of pride, but we remain on His path for our life, walking forward in humility so that we can give Him the glory in all that we do. I love you guys. I'm praying for you. God bless you. Bye.